I'm telling you guys, they are going to win the league. They are going to win the league. It pains me to say it. Arsenal reach verbal agreements for Mikel Merino. And everyone that kind of said that this report or this source wasn't that strong, that Spanish outlet, well, now Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted out from a Matti Moretto tweet saying Arsenal closing in on Mikel Merino deal. So it's come from the horse's mouth. The most reliable transfer journalist in the world is now saying it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you're enjoying the content. The like game on this channel is incredibly strong, and the road to 20,000 subscribers is well and truly on. We hit 16,000 earlier, and now we're pushing 16,300. So if you are enjoying the content, we cover all clubs on this channel. It's been very Arsenal and Man United at the moment. Manchester City haven't done any business. Liverpool haven't done any business. Chelsea, we did a video on Osimhen, and Liverpool, when they do transfers, will bring all clubs in. But at the moment, it's very Arsenal and Man United heavy. If you're enjoying the content, please go down, hit that subscribe button, and like the video. Now, I've been saying it. This is the sort of signing, a clever signing that goes under the radar that really helps out Arsenal massively. And as you can see, Arsenal are closing in on Mikel Merino deal as verbal agreement is now getting closer. Agreement in place in personal terms as Merino wants the move. Verbal discussions with Real Sociedad for package in excess of 30 million euros. Talks on to get the deal done. 30 million euros is like 25, 26 million pounds. Absolute steal. Absolute steal, in my opinion. You know, Romano put out a tweet on the 28th of July saying that Arsenal are prepared to advance talks next week. We're now at next week. They're moving like a proper football club now. And Arteta really appreciates him. And apparently, according to various people, Arteta has been the driving force behind this deal. And fair play to Real Sociedad because they've already identified their replacement, and that is Carlos Soler from PSG. He's the replacement wanted for Mikel Merino, expected to join Arsenal if all goes to plan. Soler is in talks with Real Sociedad over personal terms, as Matti Moretto revealed. So big up to Fabrizio and big up to Matt Moretto, because fair play to Sociedad, because a lot of teams, sometimes they wait and they scout out players. They have just gone in, you know, absolutely in, and now they are and have identified their replacement, and they're going and getting that. Now, Arsenal next season, they are going to be very, very, very strong, in my humble opinion. I think this is the sort of signing, like I said at the beginning of the video, goes under the radar. I look at the way Arsenal have played last season, and they've always made a kind of statement signing throughout the window. Last year, statement signing was Declan Rice. This year, it might be Victor Gyökeres. But so far, they've made one incredible signing in Calafiori, and now they're strengthening in depth in Mikel Merino. Now, if the guy doesn't start at the beginning of the season, there's no need to panic, Arsenal fans, because you've already got a very, very well-balanced midfield with Jorginho, Partey in the DM, Rice in that advanced 8 role, and Martin Odegaard. But what Arsenal are doing is improving their depth massively of a signing like this. Massively. Now, I'm going to bring up what I think Arsenal's team will look like on the first game of the season, which is only, believe it or not now, a few weeks away. You know, it's 11 days until the Charity Shield. And I think that before you know it, the Premier League season will be here. Now, when I look at Mikel Merino, he's predominantly an 8. So I think Declan Rice could play in a more deeper role than he played last season. And I believe Mikel Merino could play in an 8 role. Now, I'm going I'm going to bring up Arsenal's my personal predicted 11 on the players they've got at the moment in terms of first game of the season against Wolves. Let me know your thoughts down below on it, because I think it's a very, very, very strong team indeed. Now, I personally believe, this is what I'm going to bring up on the screen in a second, this is how the team probably will set out and will play. Now, let me just quickly bring this up. Obviously, the back four picks itself. Calafiori, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White, and David Raya in goal. Now, I've brought forward Ben White and Calafiori because we know how active Ben White is up and down. Declan Rice will play in a deeper role, in my opinion, and Mikel Merino will kind of play floating around in an 8, and then Odegaard a little bit more advanced in a 10. Saliba and Gabriel, obviously, fantastic defensive partnership. And now they're just adding a few more key ingredients to this recipe, and they will be very, very, very strong indeed. I think that is maybe what they'll look like. Let me know your thoughts down below on that team, because for me, that is very, very, very strong indeed. Then you also look at the depth options they've got in defense. They've also got Tomiyasu, Kivior still there. You've also got Yuri Timber, Zinchenko. Forward options. You've got Gabriel Jesus that can come in. You've got Kai Havertz. They're also heavily linked to Victor Gyökeres. If you throw Victor Gyökeres into this team, they are an absolute force. An absolute force. Like that in my opinion, it is a very, very, very strong team. Now, in terms of Arsenal's start to the Premier League season, it's going to be very, very interesting indeed, because they are, as it stands, they are going into the Premier League season with a tough few set of fixtures. Their first 3 away games are, the likes of Aston Villa, Tottenham, and Manchester City. That, in my opinion, is 3 very, very, very tough games, away games. 2 of those games last year they didn't win, which was a draw at Etihad, and they lost at Villa Park. But with the extra additions of Calafiori, the extra addition of Mikel Merino, in my opinion, makes them a hell of a lot stronger. They just need a little bit more firepower up front. Someone like Victor Gyökeres, for me, wins them a Premier League title. Strikers win titles. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. Strikers win Premier League titles. Now, of course, Manchester City haven't really made any signings. They've brought in Savio, but that deal was agreed back in January. Liverpool, according to their reports, are going to have a very, very, very busy August. 3 or 4 players to come in through the door. In terms of what are Arsenal and Manchester City going to do for the remainder of the window, I think Arsenal bring in a striker. I think Manchester City bring in 1 or 2 more players, and Liverpool have got to start moving forward, because at the moment they are in a, I don't really know what they're doing. Please let me know your thoughts down below. There's a few reports out there that Arsenal are interested in Morgan Gibbs-White. I don't know how legit or realistic they are. What I will say is Morgan Gibbs-White, in a lot of the games where they're playing against lower league teams, could quite easily come in and provide some competition to Martin Odegaard. Plus, he is homegrown. Of course, today Fulham announced the signing of Emil Smith-Rowe, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see how he fits in there. And Marseille are on the verge of agreeing a fee and a deal for the likes of Eddie Nketiah. So it's going to be a very, very interesting remainder of the transfer window for Arsenal. Please let me know your thoughts down below. We'll have both match reactions to Man United versus Real Betis and Arsenal versus Liverpool in the morning. Big up to every single person. Hope you are well and enjoy the rest of your evenings. I am